Grandpa Luther and Grandma Florence lived in Bath, Ohio, Richfield, where Jeffrey Dahmer was from. My dad actually lived close to where Jeffrey Dahmer was from, and the road was blocked out, and I got an extremely ominous feeling as I walked by that police taped road. You know, if they were digging up another Hannibal cannibal. But the good time I remember with Grandpa Luther is hunting. And I'd never been exposed to hunting, seen or heard a shotgun go off. But he used to hunt squirrels and rabbits down this trail. That's how much wilderness was there all those years ago. And I went with him one time, and it was amazing to see the shotgun blast, to see, the squirrel or rabbit, if it was hit, would go down, and then I'd bring it home to Grandma Florence. You gotta remember, these people were born in 1905 and 1907, so hunting was a normal way around the farm. And he just continued that, and he cut the leg off of the rabbit, and he handed the real rabbit legs aren't very attractive. They're bony and the hair isn't very full, but he was so proud that he cut the leg off and gave it to me as a lucky rabbit's foot. And at that house he lived was a pond and a huge underground square dancing floor, bigger than I'd ever seen any basement. It was tiled, and he would call square dances down there. That was how innocent kids were back then. High school kids would pay $1 to go square dancing on Friday or Saturday nights. So Grandpa Luther taught me a lot of things. He taught me a lot of things about abuse, really. What spousal abuse was, as I watched the way he treated Grandma Florence. What adultery was, as I listened to stories from the California cousins. He told one story how he was hired to guard a construction site that had a lot of expensive equipment, and they couldn't really move it in and out. So the guy who was paying him tested him one night, and what Grandpa Luther had done is rig an entire rope around the perimeter that would, like a tripwire, that would then shoot the shotgun off into the air, and hence no problems with industrial site theft. And the owner didn't know that. The guy who hired him didn't know this, so he walked and tripped the wire, and I think it scared the shit out of everybody. But he would just sleep in a station wagon. He was an interesting, complex, psychotic, highly functioning psychotic man. Once I guess Thorazine was his gateway to normalcy, and Florida as well. But Grandpa Luther was rigid with his kids. All three kids came out having problems. And Grandma Florence just took the abuse. She, in fact, went to her minister in confidence about this adultery. And the next Sunday, when they were in church, the minister called him out by name, Luther Bartholomew, and excommunicated him on the spot from the church. I just can't imagine the trauma for his wife and Luther. I don't really give a shit about, but his wife, and so publicly, and to defy her wishes and her confidence, her minister to parishioner confidence was totally defied. And evidently he learned to keep his dick in his pants, but he always did have a little sparkle in his eye when it came to widowers. Widows, I guess. He would be a widower. And I don't think that sparkle ever left his eyes.